This is the Jason Walker Show. Two-time National Sports Media Association Montana Sportscaster of the Year and three-time loser, the Jason Walker Show. The best local and statewide sports coverage, featuring the biggest guests from Montana.
Will Rasmussen joining us here on the Jason Walker Show.
He's freaking exhausting, too. You used to dance a lot more. Yeah, I know, lady. I'm 51 years old now.
The NAI Hall of Famer Mike Van Diest joining us here, Jason Walker Show. And is it just a deal where quarterbacks have to be good golfers?
Well, that's all they have time for. They don't work out. They don't lift weights. They don't do anything else. They might as well go get on the golf course and at least have some fun.
And from across the country,
Doug Gottlieb, our guest here on the Jason Walker Show.
End of the day, remember, it's your show. It's got your name on it.
Howie Mandel, our guest here.
Jason Walker, deal or no deal?
the Jason Walker Show, broadcasting from the Major Mortgage Man Cave. Here's Jason Walker.
Hey, what up? Happy Monday. Welcome. Jason Walker Show presented by Capital Collision Center. Montana state law says it's your vehicle. It is your choice where you have it repaired. Choose Capital Collision Center. Coming up today in the Major Mortgage Man Cave, we're talking Rodeo with Will Rasmussen. He will join us, the great announcer, as we get to updates on the Montana boys and gals down at the NFR in Vegas. Also going to talk hoops. Yeah. I know everybody else started last weekend or over the weekend, but the AA gets going this week, so Guy Almquist will join us from Capital Boys Basketball. You can watch the show on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. You can listen on Podbean, Network One Sports. Go to jasonwalkershow.com. Our Twitter handle, @JWalkerSports. Our phone number is 406-209-1267. If you'd like to get your Auto Concepts Performance of the Week nominees in, you can on Anyway, tweet, Facebook, mail Jason at jasonwalkershow.com, or call in or text. So there you go. All right. I have a confession to make. I went to Missoula on Friday and went to a Grizzly football game for the first time in my life. It was nice. Washington Grizzly Stadium on the inside is nice. I was well taken care of. I wore non-partial clothing. I wore my Grizzly pass up in the press box. The parking was close. It was nice. Got to see an old friend over there. And when I say old, it's because she is old. But I tease Becky. I used to work with her. Also talked to Coach Scott Evans. And the only thing I did wear was my to hold my press credential pass was a Bobcat lanyard. So I did wear that. Kent Haslam, AD gave me a little bit of a hard time, but all joking. Now, and I told people this. It's impressive what they did. There's no question about that. I would have been more impressed with the stadium and the crowd had I not been in Auburn a month ago. That probably spoiled my first experience at Wa Grizz. But had fun nonetheless. Watched the Grizz win a competitive football game. And when they were down 21-10, I turned to everybody on press row and said, remember, Eastern Washington was down 21-10 the first time they played and came back to win. Grizz come back to win. So it was a nice win. And now they get to head on the road to play third seed James Madison, which is not going to be an easy test. But that defense up close and personal is really, really good. Jace Lewis, that linebacking core, Patrick O'Connell, Marcus Wellnell. I mean, it's a really, really good defense for the Grizz. No questions about that. They scored another defensive touchdown, too. We'll have predictions this week for the quarterfinals for the FCS playoffs. But it was nice. It was a nice job. And then I went down to Bozeman Saturday, watched the Cats beat Tennessee Martin. And they have an unbelievable defense, too. And I've seen that defense up close before at the beginning of the year. Montana State, Tom Stuber had this on the Twitter. Montana State has allowed 13 touchdowns all year. Nobody has scored 3 or more. And only 2 or 3 teams have scored 2 touchdowns or more offensively. Remember, the Grizz scored 2 touchdowns, but one of them was on the defense. So they only gave up the 1 offensive touchdown to the Grizz. Tommy Mellott, 180 rushing yards, a couple of touchdowns, did what he needed to do. Isaiah Fonse, 176 rushing yards and a touch. The Bobcats still need to find a passing game. If they're going to win at Sam Houston State this weekend, they need to find a passing game. Mellott was like 8 of 20 for 60-some yards, I think, 51 yards. They're going to have to change that. They got to find Tommy's got to throw the ball. Touchdown Tommy. I mean, he had a couple of very nice runs and obviously 180-some rushing yards, but you got to throw the ball. Proud Sherry, who's a huge Grizz fan, just Facebooked proud of Tommy. But hey, he's got to be able to throw. There's no question about that. Absolutely no question. And because they're going to have to beat Sam Houston on the road, which will be Saturday night. The Grizz play Friday night on ESPN. The Cats will be on ESPN Plus. So there's just this. Anyway, so again, well, predictions, but hey, good wins by both, no questions about it, and I give kudos to Washington Grizzly Stadium. There, I said it. But once you go to an SEC game, whoo, Nelly, that's a different ball game, my friends. Get your concept or Auto Concepts Performance of the Week nominees in. I'll throw Tommy Mellott in there. And that Grizzly defense was really good, too. Eric Barrier was pretty good in the loss. I was talking to a friend of mine who covers both the Cats and the Grizz, and the Big Sky, and Coulter Nuanez. And I said, Coulter, where does Eric Barrier fit in the pantheon of great Eastern Washington quarterbacks? And he said he's the best he's ever seen. Vernon Adams was up there, but Eric Barrier is the best, which says a lot because Bo Levi Mitchell won a national championship and is still playing professional football. I think he's up in Canada. So that says a lot. And Eric Barrier is fun to watch. But it was a good weekend for that. So the Cats win, the Grizz win, and they'll both be playing this weekend on the road. Now, there's a chance that if the Cats beat Sam Houston and South Dakota State beats Villanova, the Cats would host the semifinal game next week. But first things first, you got to get past the defending champs, who haven't been tested until the playoffs, and they got Incarnate Word. And Incarnate Word, it was funny sitting on the sidelines with everybody down in Bozeman on Saturday because the Cats were winning. We knew that was going to happen, and with a couple of minutes to go, and we're watching the end on the sidelines of the Incarnate Word Sam Houston State game because Incarnate Word had a 4th and goal from the 4, does a quarterback draw that gets about 3.5 yards and comes up that short from tying potentially and going to overtime had they kicked the extra point of beating Sam Houston, because then had that been the case, the Cats would have been home this weekend against Incarnate Word, but Incarnate Word couldn't get the job done. See if the Cats can do it on the road on Saturday night. Your Auto Concepts Performance of the Week, and it's basketball heavy, some of these nominees, because holy cow, basketball started. How about Jovan Slovančanin? Averaged a double-double in 2 conference wins. Saints men 12-0 now. The women with a couple of wins. Rocky women winning as well. Get to call the Rocky MSU Billings games on Saturday. I'll be down in Billings calling those for SWX Montana, so those will be fun. Crosstown games. But some good stuff over the weekend. No question about it. Coulter Charlesworth with 19. Caden Sager with 18. Kobe Mergenthaler, 16. East Helena beats Deer Lodge, get the first varsity win. And it wasn't even close, 74-42 on the boys' side. Caleb Spangler led Havre over Laurel with 15 points. Livingston got past Townsend by 5. Peyton Kokut had 17 to lead the way. Let's see. Wolf Point got a win. Gage Bushman, Jason Azure, 9 points apiece. Let's see here. Manhattan Christian rolled Lone Peak, 86-21 on the boys' side. Logan Leap with 21. We have 4 guys for the Eagles in double digits. Terry got past Frazier. Rodrigo Tacano with 32 points for Terry, the Terry Terriers. And got past the Frazier Bear Cubs. So that was pretty cool. 81-53 the final. They only led by 6. The Terriers did at the half. Caleb Park, 23 points for Drummond in a win. Reese Wirtz with 23 for Plentywood over Sago Whitewater Hinsdale. Jess Strickland had 18 for Bainville. Let's see, were there any? There were some good ones that got going. This was just Friday. On the girls' side, East Helena girls got a 10-point win. Littell Goodman, Montana Pearson, 12 points apiece. We talked to Montana this fall. I can't. Do you remember why? We did, but we had her on the show. Was it tennis, I believe? Yeah, it could have been. Or no, yeah, might have been. Anyway, let's see here. What else? Dakota Crass, Cassidy Grabowski with 14 for Turner each. Aisha Cummings, 21 for Phillipsburg. Ava Bellick, 28, career high for Manhattan Christian. Sam Veltkamp with 22 for the Eagles. Let's see, 21 for Megan Grandboys of Culbertson. Your Auto Concepts nominees for Performance of the Week. 24, Elizabeth Field for Westby Granora, a win over Floyd Lake. Let's see here. Who else had? There were some good ones. Kevin Visti, Nashua, 26. Blair Stump, Brockton, 24. Lily Herzog of Reed Point Rapelje with 22. Just some good ones there. Let's see here. Saturday, Dylan Flatt, Shields Valley, 29. Rodrigo Tacano of Terry had 27 on Saturday, back up that 30-point game on Friday. Bailey Beston of Fraser, Andrew Talon, Phillipsburg, each with 27. Taryn Searle of Hamilton with 26. Also Liv Wangerin of Plentywood, 26. Good stuff. Mason Venema of Christian with 24. Journey Emerson, Lame Deer, 25. Man, basketball's here and it's awesome. Can't wait. And we're still talking football, too. NAIA, there was a big upset in the NAIA as the defending champs, Lindsey Wilson, lose at home to Grandview, or Northwestern, rather. So Morningside and Grandview will play for the NAIA National Championship in 2 weeks. That'll be fun. All right, we will take a break. We'll come back. When we do, we're talking National Finals Rodeo. Will Rasmussen joins us. This opening segment of the Jason Walker Show brought to you by Montana Custom Log Homes, the premier log home company in the industry. Bring your own plans or look through their 15-plus offerings under Milled Log Homes, and they'll create the perfect log or timber frame home of your dreams. 50-plus years experience and the finest craftsmen available in Montana. They'll build you a house that's crafted to last for generations. True log homes, not D-log, not log-sided stick frame homes. Check them out at yourcustomlog.com. Montana Custom Log Homes, bringing us the opening segments here on the Jason Walker Show. Coming right back, Will Rasmussen will join us. We'll also talk to Capital Boys coach Guy Almquist a little bit later on in the show. And your Auto Concepts Performance of the Week. Keep the nominees coming in. and much more still to come here. Jason Walker Show on a Monday, presented by Capital Collision Center.
New vehicles keep coming, and Capital Collision Center keeps earning certifications to repair them. They're Helena's newest GM-certified facility. No matter the make or year, they repair your car to manufacturer's standards and requirements, maintaining its safety and value. Montana state law says it's your vehicle and it's your choice where you have it repaired. Choose Capital Collision Center, certified in GM, Subaru, and Nissan, and Helena's only shop certified in Honda, Acura, and Ford. When you value safety, go to Capital Collision Center on Euclid.
Have you thought about buying a home and just don't know where to begin? Well, when it comes to one of the most important purchases one can make, we understand it can be frustrating and confusing, but it doesn't have to be. Let the Major Mortgage team help you with all your mortgage needs. Major Mortgage means major service, and we would love the opportunity to help you today. Give J.R. McFadden, NMLS number 1246357, a call today at 406-465-1918, or you can visit him at 2001 11th Avenue, Building A, Suite 3 in Helena. Major Mortgage is a division of AMCAP Mortgage, NMLS number 129122, equal housing lender.
Strength, beauty, grit, superior craftsmanship. Our homes have it all. At Montana Custom Log Homes, if you can dream it, we can build it. With 3 divisions and over 50 years experience, we've got you covered. From a showcase home to a small cabin, we make your vision a reality. Because every cowboy wants a castle for his queen. Montana Custom Log Homes, crafting homes that last for generations.
Spring is fast approaching and summer is just around the corner, so now is the time to get those windows tinted at Auto Concepts as the sun starts to heat up. Tinting is the best way to keep the sun out of your little one's eyes driving down the road. Plus, it just looks cool. Auto Concepts is your exclusive 3M dealer for tinting, as well as the best clear bras in town. Auto Concepts clear bras will not fade or yellow over time. And don't forget about suspension lifts and power steps for your rig too. Visit AutoConceptsHelena.com or check them out on Facebook. Auto Concepts, the auto enhancement professionals. Do you love to look at photos of Montana, from animals to landscapes and more? Are you looking for a place to get your senior pictures or family portraits done? Are you a business owner looking to upgrade the decor in your offices? Well, look no further than Mark Laro Photography. Mark has been shooting beautiful photos all across the Treasure State, from rodeos to portraits, and would love to work with you. Visit marklarophotography.com to see many masterpieces of his work, then give him a call to schedule your own photo shoot. Or to purchase one of his fantastic pieces, stop by Spirit of the Big Sky Gallery on Custer in Helena. marklarophotography.com. Yes, it's true that Montana is a long way from the Gulf Coast, but you can bring that Cajun flavor home with a stop at Cafe Zydeco. From po' boys to classic sandwiches, Cafe Zydeco has all the best Cajun in town. Are you in the mood for seafood gumbo or crawfish etouffee? Maybe you're craving jambalaya with some shrimp and grits. Head in for breakfast, lunch, or dinner, or call ahead for pickup or delivery. Cafe Zydeco will fix all your southern cravings, even on a chilly Montana day. Cafe Zydeco is a proud sponsor of The Jason Walker Show.
Who doesn't love being number one? When your team's dominating the standings, or your favorite band rocks the charts at number one, it feels good, right? Kind of like how it feels when you have auto insurance with State Farm. Because making you feel like number one is an honor your local State Farm agent takes seriously. Through the good times and not so good, your State Farm agent's proud to be here to help life go right.
Call State Farm agent Mike Miller in Helena today.
Store-wide savings are what you'll find when you shop for new home furnishings at Rucker's Furniture. This means tremendous values on Helena's largest in-stock selection of home furnishings. When you shop Rucker's, you'll find store-wide savings on the furniture you want for every room in your home. And you'll also find our selection of Serta iComfort, the most comfortable beds in Helena. 12-month financing is available with approved credit on most purchases over $299. Ask for details. You'll find store-wide savings at Rucker's Furniture, 1010 Dearborn, Helena.
This is the Jason Walker Show.
Welcome back, Jason Walker Show on a Monday, presented by Capital Collision Center. Still to come in the Major Mortgage Man Cave, we're going to check in with Guy Almquist, as AA basketball gets going this weekend. The boys of the Bruins will be heading to Bozeman to take on the Gallatin Raptors Friday night, so we'll talk about that. On this day in history, your auto contest performance of the week is on the way, and much more. This segment brought to you by Rucker's Furniture. Make the quality choice for your home at Rucker's Furniture, 1010 Dearborn, Helena. Took a nap with the little one yesterday in her bed, which is from Rucker's, and it was very comfortable. It's a great bed. And she's starting to love it. So, because, you know, the kids are kids, but she really likes her bed. So, Rucker's Furniture. We made the quality choice for our home at Rucker's Furniture, 1010 Dearborn, Helena. Let's see here. What did we see anything? Oh, Jovan Slovančanin named the Urk Hotels Frontier Conference Men's Basketball Player of the Week. The Saints men, a couple of wins over Northern and Western over the weekend. Go 2-0 in Frontier. Slovančanin averaged 24 points, 12.5 rebounds per game. It's pretty good. Pretty good. You know what else is pretty good? The NFR going down there in Vegas. Montanans in the mix in multiple events, and it's fun to watch. Parker Bredding with a couple of go-round wins. The bull rider from Edgar. Sage Newman in there. Shane Proctor, former Bobcat. Ruger Piva, former Western bull rider. Both competing in bull riding. Sage Newman, of course, and Chase Brooks in the Saddle Bronc. Caleb Bennett, Richmond champion. It's been fun so far. And to join us now to chat about the first few nights of the National Finals Rodeo is none other than our great friend, Will Rasmussen, who joins us on the Mike Miller State Farm Hotline and the Montana Rodeo Roundup, brought to you by Mark Laro Photography. Will Rasmussen, now Jason Walker Show. Well, my friend, it's been a long time since you've been on the show. I thought you were ignoring us, but you've been busy this year, which is always a good thing.
Hey, you have my number. You can call me anytime, day or night, man. You call me anytime.
Well, I always appreciate you, and you've just been a busy guy. And before I get started, I should congratulate you on the WPRA Announcer of the Year Award. Handed out by the Women's Professional Rodeo Association. Congratulations.
Isn't that something? Man, that was such a thrill. You know, who'd have thunk it? Some little punk kid from Shoto, Montana, and living in Salmon, Idaho, and all of a sudden I get a call. And it was a good week down there in Vegas, and to be in the top 5 finalists for the PRCA Announcer of the Year and getting awarded the WPRA one, and also getting to MC that awards banquet. That's my 3rd time doing it in the last, 5-6 years. That's always a thrill, and having some director talking in your ear, telling you to go to commercial, and stuff like that. It's good. What an experience. What a great year. We went from 2020, the worst year ever, to 2021 that was pretty darn good.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, you can't complain about the way things have been, and we're getting back. Rodeo is back and better than ever. And I talked to you, I guess, back in July when you were setting up in Lewistown, and the crowds, just everything was just the way it should be in the world of rodeo this year.
Yeah, it's record crowds everywhere. And it's just, people just love to celebrate. They love to celebrate America. They just love to celebrate. And some of it might be a little bit of a, we're just going to go out and go, and that should be the right, but all that stuff aside, crowds have been terrific and electric, and rodeo feels like it's back. After being in Vegas, there's some parts of the country that aren't quite sure. California, those poor people, my goodness, they never know from one day to the next what's going to happen. But other than that, the rest of the world seems okay.
Yeah, it definitely does. As we talk with PRCA announcer Will Rasmussen, Crowds in Vegas, what have those been like? What's Vegas been like? Because as we know, the NFR in Texas last year, but came back home this year to Vegas. What's it like back there?
Well, I'll tell you, Las Vegas is so happy that the NFR is back. And the contestants and the crowd, all the people, there was, just the vibe. It seems like just a match made in heaven, Vegas and the NFR. That room full of 17 or 18,000 people, just so exciting. And there's no place on the planet like Las Vegas. It's just everything that comes with it. The lights, the glamour, the lasers, the everything. And that being said, there was some. All the tickets were sold, all the rooms were taken, and then about 2 weeks before the NFR, there was the Nevada governor came out and said, you got to have a mask to get in the rodeo and that sort of thing. So a lot of people canceled.
Ooh.
And there were a few more empty seats than I've ever seen there. However, it's filling back up as the word gets out that, you don't need a mask to get in the rodeo, and you didn't. So, so that's all gone away, and now it's that first night I thought was just a bit light, maybe a couple hundred seats that weren't taken, but now it's all been taken up. People are on their way down in the casinos. Some of them, they're really strict on the mask thing. And on some of them, like in the MGM, they said, we'll pay the fine. Come on in. No mask required. So it's, I don't know. It all comes down to science, I guess, Jason. But, my feeling, I don't know. It's just so arbitrary. And I feel bad for the people that work in the casinos that are pretty strict, that go around handing people masks and telling you to put it on. Yeah, the key is, I guess, to have a cocktail in your hand all the time so you can be drinking all the time.
Hey, there you go.
That's the whole deal.
There you go. And in Vegas, that's very easy to do.
Yeah, they're not blinking the lights at 2 o'clock telling you to go home.
No, they are definitely not.
Oh, jeez. So, anyway, it's just the same old, and the same is just the best. I love Las Vegas because of just the imagination, and who'd have thought that some city like that would wind up in the middle of nowhere. But Vegas is so happy, the Uber drivers, the taxi drivers, the casino owners, they're so tickled to have cowboy hats in their casino again this December. It's really good.
Well, like I said at the beginning, it's home. Vegas and the NFR go hand in hand. It's like walking into home and seeing grandma.
Yep, it's like a hug from an old friend.
Oh, I like that. Will Rasmussen joining us here on the Mike Miller State Farm Hotline. Let's talk about some Montanans, shall we? It's been a rough go for Caleb Bennett. Richmond champions doing all right, but is anybody going to catch Casey Field and Jess Pope the way they're riding right now? Wow, in bareback.
Oh, man, I'll tell you. I think Caleb's hurt. He is hurt. I announced the tour finale in Salinas, California. He was hurt pretty bad. He had to doctor release out the last 2 or 3 performances there in Salinas, and I actually talked to him at the South Point before the first performance. He said he felt good, but he's got to be hurt. He's just ridden so well all year, and I see him reaching down and grabbing that rib or whatever it was that was bothering him, and he's just not right. Richie Champion, he's tremendous. It's just so strong and so fit and so in shape, and he's he's placing in rounds, and it's just Chase Brooks in the saddle bronc riding.
Yep, well, I was going to get to him in a second.
One point out of the average going into round number 5 tonight.
Yep.
I just want him to keep that average check to win the average $70,000. You know, he's riding as well as ever. And Sage Newman, he is making a respectable appearance at his first trip down there.
Yep.
The team roper, you know, the team rope is so hard. It's a crapshoot. You know, it's a crapshoot, and but you can't count any of the trying boys out or anything like that. You know, you hope for the best of them. And Haven, he missed his first loop. Haven Medjid, the world champion tie-down roper, he missed his first loop last night. Was long, so he's like 9th in the average right now, and so. That's too bad, but he has 6 rounds to crawl back into it. And, of course, Parker Bredding, he's 4 for 4, and so he's winning the average, won $44,000 last night or whatever he won, and is 4th in the world. And I don't know if anybody can catch Sage Kimsey, although Sage is hurting pretty bad, it looks to me like. And but that's good for Parker. He's winning a pile of money down there, and the closest man to him in the average has only ridden 2, so he's kind of got a jump start there. So the Montanans are making a good showing, aren't they? It's great.
They really are. Yeah, it's fun to watch, especially a guy like Parker who, you know, what he was there in 13, 15, 18, and now 21. He spaces them out because of injuries, but he's riding so well the last couple years, and this is great to see him back in Vegas. And like you said, you know, he's ridden all 4, and Boudreaux Campbell's ridden 2, and that's, you know, and Sager's right back there in Shane too. But yeah, those guys have done well. Ruger Piva, nice little showing so far. His first one, a Western Cowboy.
He's my neighbor down here. I'm really good friends with his family, and I'm rooting for him, and he's just got to get back on track. You know that everybody you talk to, I had a great chat with Casey Field. He's one of my really good friends, and Tilden Hooper together. I talked to him for about an hour the other night, and they said it is so much harder mentally, the 10 days, than it is, you know, physically. Everybody you run into, everybody you sign an autograph for, you know, well, what's going on? You know, if you're doing bad, you can go down in a hurry. And I think that I'm watching Stetson Wright, you know, perform this week, and it seems like things are in his head a little bit. So you hate to see that, especially when those guys are so talented. But you know, that's the game. It tests you mentally and physically. And when you have a pro rodeo fantasy team and the bareback riding top 15 has Casey Field in it, you better take him, because the way he rides and his riding style, he's just so strong and tough to beat. And the way he rides with his feet, it's just a wonder. Just a wonder.
No, there's been some great performances all the way around, and it's been super fun to watch. And you know, we talked a little bit about Parker, but you know, you mentioned Chase Brooks at the beginning. He was on the show last week. He had just gotten into town and got there a little bit early, he said, but he goes out and wins the first night, or splits the go on that first night, and he looks as good, I think, as anybody has all year, the way he's riding right now.
Well, we all knew, you know, we all know how talented he is. So he's just got to keep at it. And, you know, you start the horses the way you should, because a lot of guys are missing those horses out. Those judges, they're the best in the world right there. And they're watching for that first and foremost. I get nervous for him because I'm a fan.
Yeah.
You know, I'm a fan. We've seen him grow up through the high school ranks and all that, and of course, and plus he's Montana. We want him to do great, and he's within striking distance of doing more good things.
Yeah, he definitely is. You mentioned Sage. Sage Newman continues to look like he's 14. I don't think that kid ever looks old enough to be there. He just looks like he's still in high school, and I love the kid, and he rides so well, but it doesn't look like he's old enough to be in Vegas.
You know what? I don't know what happened over the last I remember the first 2 years he made the circuit finals. He didn't ride any the first year, might have ridden one the second. Then he just started traveling with the right people, or, hey, I don't know what it is, but, man, you root for him, don't you? That little guy, and you're right. I'm sure he gets carded at every casino he walks into, and they tell him to walk on this color of carpet, not that color of carpet by the slot machine for sure. But it's I get a chance to see all those guys, and it's just that there's an air about them. There's a confidence about them, and Sage is sure right in there. And he had to fight his way to make it. When he made it, and I saw his family there one of the first days I was down there. I'm just so tickled for him because, the Newman family and the rest goes way back to Sage's grandpa, Rodney, who used to own a rodeo livestock contracting company, and my dad used to announce rodeos for him. So we've known the Newmans forever, and so you want them to do great things.
Yep.
That's all.
Will Rasmussen, our guest here, Jason Walker Show. Barrel racing, real quick. Lisa's knocked some barrels down. She's been on Cutter. Are we going to see Rosa at all?
Oh, I imagine. She's got, 3 really good horses. I talked to her on actually my podcast the other day, and it was such a thrill to talk to Lisa Lockhart and Louis and all his awards that he's won. But Lisa is she's such a hand, and that, in fairness to all those ladies that run in there, that is, it's a little arena. It's not a whole lot bigger than like the Four Seasons Arena in Great Falls. It's a little wider than that, but my goodness gracious, that's a tough thing to ask of a horse night after night, 10 in a row, and they start anticipating, and just, she's the winningest cowgirl in the history of the National Finals Rodeo, even more than Sherry Serby, more than Charmaine James. So whatever it will take for her to correct that, I have confidence she'll correct it.
100%. That's a tight race. Usually it's not as tight, but Haley Kinsel's got some competition this year.
She, Haley Kinsel, she is something, but, like Amanda Wells, she's right there, the gal from Gillette, and at her first one, and it's gonna come right down to the wire. I know you hear that, you hear Jeff Metters and Butch Knowles talk about that when you're watching the telecast, but it does. So the storylines change every single night, and some of it is like in the NFL, overreaction Monday sometimes but it's just so long, and you always have to keep the average or the aggregate in mind when it pays so much, and just the smallest mistake can cost you a world title. That has to be so much pressure, and so and I think the smaller arena does not help Haley, although she's won 2 world titles in that smaller arena. She won in the bigger one last year in Arlington, but there's more gals with more good horses at more rodeos, and we see it every weekend in the regular season. So competition's tight as it should be, and that the world title will be earned in that event as in every other one.
That's right. Saturday night, they will crown the champions. Will you do me a favor? Can you get a hold of Metters and somebody at the Cowboy Channel and tell them that Stevensville, Montana is not spelled the same as Stevensville, Texas?
I'll see what I can do. I'll give him a text. I had Jeff Metters, I don't know if you've ever... Yeah, you've had him on, haven't you?
Yeah, he's been on a couple times.
Oh, man, what a guy.
Unbelievable.
What a guy. Yeah. Stevensville, Montana, and Stephenville, Texas. I get it.
Yep.
I get it. Common mistake, my friend. Common mistake.
Hey, I've got our good friend Wayne Brooks coming on Wednesday. Give me something I can tease him about. He's such a great professional guy, but he's got to have some.
he's about my best friend. As a matter of fact, I talked to him on the phone about an hour ago and giving him a pat on the back because that job there, announcing that rodeo, isn't an easy one. They make it look easy. But what kind of dirt can I give? Yeah. You just tell him that Will Rasmussen has dirt on him, and if he doesn't get me a job, that dirt will come out. How's that?
Perfect. That is beautiful. I love that.
Even though I don't have a shred of dirt on him. I don't have it, and I've been around him for the last 25 years, and I don't have anything. He's got a lot on me, but I got nothing on him. So.
The secrets that everybody could tell about each other in that world. Oh, yeah, just to be privy to, I'd like to go on the road trip just once to hear all those stories that I couldn't ever share.
Yeah.
Yeah. What happens?
A lot of them, they're great. Yeah. Bring your recorder. We'll tell you some stories.
Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Buddy.
All right. You got the Cats down at Sam Houston. You got the Grizz at James Madison. We're both Bobcats. Cats pull off the upset?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's time they beat Sam Houston down there. I know they have a great tradition of Friday night lights and all that stuff down there in Texas, but they've gone down there and gotten their nose rubbed in at a time or two. It's time the Cats, be there when the lights come on and let's go.
Yep, I agree. Yeah. Saturday night down in Texas. It'll be a fun time. Are you still in Vegas or are you heading back?
No, I came home over the weekend.
Okay.
Yeah, I did a lot of, there's a lot of business to be done there that first week. And like I said, went to a couple of awards deal and emceed one of them. And it just gets to be long and I can come home and do some things and keep up with things via the internet and the TV. And so I'm back home in Salmon, Idaho. And, but boy, the weather was beautiful in Vegas, 75, 80 degrees. My goodness. Oh, it was beautiful. And the town was electric and full of cowboys, and everybody loved it.
Well, you were there amongst the best because you are one of them. The Women's Professional Rodeo Association's Announcer of the Year. His name is Will Rasmussen. He is a great friend, not only of the show, but of personal. And we always enjoy getting you on the show, my friend.
Good man. Thank you, Jason, for letting me be on.
Hey, thank you for updating us, and let's chat maybe around circuit finals time, about a month from now.
Let's do it.
All right.
Sounds perfect. All
we'll
right.
Talk
Thanks,
soon.
Jason.
See ya.
You bet. Bye.
Will Rasmussen joining us on the Mike Miller State Farm Hotline. Love the Rasmussen family. Like, if there was a family I loved almost as much as my own, maybe even more sometimes, is the Rasmussen family. All of them. They're just fantastic folk. Yeah. NFR continues tonight. National Finals Rodeo down there in Vegas on the Cowboy Channel. Man, it's been fun. It has been real fun so far through 4 rounds. And Parker Bredding getting it done in bull riding. He's won the second. He won the fourth. Split the fourth with Dustin Bouquet. There we go. Let's see here. Barrel racing, Haley Kinsel still leading. She is back in the average a little bit. Stevie Hillman leads the average. Tie down, Shane Hanchey leads the world by about 17,000 over Shad Mayfield. Haven Medjid sitting back in 7th. And let's see. Saddle Bronc, Stetson Wright leading Brother Ryder by about 12 grand. You've got Chase Brooks in 4th. Brody Kress is in 3rd. Sage Newman back in 13th for your Montanans. Let's see. World standing Healer, Junior Nagetta is there. Chase Tryon, 13th. On the heading side, where are we at here? As soon as I can find it, I'll tell you. Caleb Driggers leading the way. Let's see here. Where's Clay? Clay Tryon is in 8th on the heading side. Moving up to steer wrestling, Jacob Talley leading there. Jess Brown, the Bobcat, sits back in 6th. And in bareback Casey Field leading the way over Jess Pope by about $13,000. Richmond champion 8th, Caleb Bennett 7th. Round 5 tonight down there in Las Vegas. Quick break. We'll come back. We'll talk some basketball. Capital coach Guy Almquist will join us. Your Montana Rodeo Roundup presented by Mark Laro Photography. Get in. Get your portraits booked. Mark's going to do our family portrait coming up, pictures coming up the end of this month. So looking forward to that. And you can as well get a hold of him, marklarophotography.com. Coming right back, Hoops. Guy Almquist joins us next.
Store-wide savings are what you'll find when you shop for new home furnishings at Rucker's Furniture. This means tremendous values on Helena's largest in-stock selection of home furnishings. When you shop Rucker's, you'll find store-wide savings on the furniture you want for every room in your home. And you'll also find our selection of Serta iComfort, the most comfortable beds in Helena. 12-month financing is available with approved credit on most purchases over $299. Ask for details. You'll find store-wide savings at Rucker's Furniture, 1010 Dearborn, Helena.
Strength, beauty, grit, superior craftsmanship. Our homes have it all. At Montana Custom Log Homes, if you can dream it, we can build it. With 3 divisions and over 50 years experience, we've got you covered. From a showcase home to a small cabin, we make your vision a reality. Because every cowboy wants a castle for his queen. Montana Custom Log Homes, crafting homes that last for generations.
Everyone knows about Dinners Done Right and the convenience of the cook and carry cuisines. It's so easy to just stop by and you have something for dinner that night. But there's also one more thing you need to know about. Dinners Done Right Grab and Go Salad Bar. Yes, I said salad bar. Always the freshest ingredients along with a daily soup and nacho bar too. So the next time you are in a rush or you just want to eat healthy, stop by Dinners Done Right for the soup, salad, and nacho bar. For monthly menus and more info, it's dinnersdoneright.com. Have you thought about buying a home and just don't know where to begin? Well, when it comes to one of the most important purchases one can make, we understand it can be frustrating and confusing, but it doesn't have to be. Let the Major Mortgage team help you with all your mortgage needs. Major Mortgage means major service, and we would love the opportunity to help you today. Give J.R. McFadden, NMLS number 1246357, a call today at 406-465-1918, or you can visit him at 2001 11th Avenue, Building A, Suite 3 in Helena. Major Mortgage is a division of AMCAP Mortgage, NMLS number 129122, equal housing lender.
Welcome back to the Jason Walker Show.
Welcome back, Jason Walker Show. Final segment on a Monday. Still have your Auto Concepts Performance of the Week coming up. Auto Concepts, your auto enhancement professionals. Also, your On This Day in History, the walk-off, and more. We'll tell you what's coming up tomorrow. The rest of the week looks good, too. But it is time to talk some hoops. Yep. High school basketball got started over the weekend in A, B, and C, and now it's time for the AA to get going this week. And joining us now to preview his team, the Capital Bruins, is head coach Guy Almquist on the Mike Miller State Farm Hotline. All right, Coach. I know it's football season still for both hometown or home state teams. We're talking Cats and Grizz, but it's also basketball season, and it's finally here for the AA, and you guys open up Friday night. But how has your off-season been?
Been great. We've got a lot of kids who put in a lot of time and anxiously awaiting a new season, one where we can have our families and crowd there to support us, God willing, here throughout the year. And again, we feel good about the kids we have and about what potential we're going to bring to the year. And so our kids have had a great off season like they usually do, and I'm excited to see the fruits of their labor hopefully pay off here in the next couple months.
Yeah, it'll be fun to watch. And I mentioned you guys open up Friday. Before we talk specific hoops, though, I will mention I was at Washington Grizzly Stadium for the first time in my life last Friday night. It was a nice stadium and a nice crowd. So I've never been to a football game over there, but it was nicely done. Nope, that was my first.
No, I think that's generally a pretty good experience for most.
I told people, though, had I not been to Auburn last month and had gone to Missoula first before I went to Auburn, I might have been more impressed. But 24,000 is pretty cool, but 80,000 was pretty sweet, too.
Yeah, no, the SEC is special. I've been to an Alabama-Georgia game in Alabama. It is a religion, literally a religion down there. So
that is true.
But I think we're pretty lucky what we have at Montana and Montana State, and even through the frontier here in our state. So pretty cool to see that kind of support.
Yep, absolutely. As we talk to Capital Boys basketball coach Guy Almquist here, Mike Miller, State Farm Hotline. All right, tell us about your season, and is it going to be the same as it's been since I've known you? That we're going to be young this year, and we're going to need to rebound. But is there anything other than that you can add to preseason talk here?
Well, yeah, I can tell you we're not going to be young this year. We've got 16 juniors and seniors on our JV varsity, so we have a lot of upperclassmen that have put in some time in our program. And again, I think we're going to see the benefit of that, frankly. And rebounding will still be important to us, but I like our team. I like a couple things that stand out to me is I think our kids really enjoy playing with and for each other. I think our team chemistry will be excellent. I think you can go a long way just with that. And then I like our versatility. I think we can win a lot of different types of ball games. I think we can play fast. If someone slows it down on us, I think we'll be able to grind one out. I think we'll be versatile in defense. I think there's a lot of different ways we can play and have success. And if you've got a team that's got great chemistry and is versatile, good things can lay ahead.
Can you compare this team to the 2014 team?
Well, we'll see. We'll see. That 2014 team, in my opinion, is the best team to ever play at Capital High School. So this squad's got a long ways to go to be at that level. But I do think we're going to be competitive and have a chance to win every game we play this year. There's no doubt about that. I think we can have the potential to be a dominant defensive team. And, we've got the ability to score in bunches, not just because we've got the likes of Braden Cook, who obviously kind of headlines us from an offensive standpoint, but we have a lot of nice pieces around him and unselfish group. And so we'll see. I think, if they work hard, like I think they might, as you head into late February and March, all the goals you put ahead of you, we'll see them attainable.
Guy Almquist joining us here, Jason Walker Show, the Capital Boys basketball coach. Let's start with the inside. Those guys. Let's talk about the guys that are going to be rebounding, the guys that are going to be pounding it in the lane. What do you like about your team there?
Yeah, well, we have Cade Opitz. He's a junior who, as a sophomore, was an all-conference player. And those who were lucky enough to see him at the state tournament just saw him kind of flourish at the state tournament, play his best basketball. He's a relentless competitor coming off a great football season. And I think he's going to be a tough matchup. He's 6'3", 6'4", 210 pounds with a big motor. That's hard to contend with inside. So that's a good start. We'll have Jamie Michelotti, senior, who last we saw him, he was pancaking guys on the football field. He's got some basketball skill and has a good head for the game. You got Luke Dowdy, who's at 6'5" and can run up and down the floor and challenge for shots at the rim, someone like that we haven't had for a little bit while. So, those would be some of the guys who played a 5 position. Nick Michelotti is going to play a little bit of wing and maybe the 4 for us. He's 6'4", 6'5", with some athleticism. He can shoot the ball and stretch the floor. So I think we've got some decent athleticism and size inside, and looking forward to see how they do.
Are there any more Dowdies out? I mean, it's just like a Dowdy after Dowdy after Dowdy, whether it's, Michaela or there's just been Dowdies all over the place over there.
Yeah, there's one more son who's in the junior high, so
okay,
not the end of them.
Not the end. It's like the Big Nels. The Dowdies are now the new Big Nels. That's
lots of kids out there.
Yeah, definitely. Take me through your guards. Who's got to be handling it? And I know who's going to be getting the ball to Braden, because we know how good he is, but he's not a one-man team over there.
No, we have. I think it's always a good situation when you have your starting point guard back, Tristan Mooney, and just watching him early this year compared to last year, he's taken a step forward too. I think when you become a senior, you just get a little extra level of confidence. So I'm excited to see him play. He's put a lot of work in to become a little more consistent shooter. He's put on a little weight, which should help him, and so he should have a good year. Jacob Curry. Last year, kind of his first experience at varsity, had some up and down moments last year, and then got to state tournament, played the best basketball he played all year. Just had a different level of confidence, and he had a tremendous summer. Played a lot of basketball, and he should be able to stretch the floor. He's an excellent shooter, and has improved in other areas. And of course, you got Braden, who can score at all three levels, unselfish, plays both ends of the floor. Can get a bucket. When things are breaking down, he can get a bucket on his own, and that's significant plus for our team. And coming off the bench, I mentioned Nick Michelotti. He'll play a little bit of wing for us. He had a football injury he's still dealing with, so we may not have him right away, but he'll get there. You've got Tyler Kovic, that people may recognize from the football team. He's suffered a $2 stake. He's 5'10" and just ton of energy, physical, competes as hard as we won't play anyone who competes as hard as he does, or any harder. And defensively and rebounding the ball, and he's going to make a difference. You got guys like Hudson Groveland, Henry Gross, all these guys who can have opportunity. Like I said, I think this will be one of the deeper teams we've had. It'll make it tough on me. We've got a lot of juniors and seniors who want playing time, and so that's both a blessing and a curse for a coach. But it's going to make for competitive practices.
Which is always a good thing, because those are the practices that make you better for games. When you're playing a game every day in practice to get to the game. Absolutely. It's almost like a day off when you play in basketball games.
Yeah, our practices are super, super competitive. We've got a lot of guys in multiple sports, and they want to win every drill in practice. And I think when you have that type of scenario, you can see a lot of individual growth, a lot of team growth over the course of the year. So that certainly excites me.
Guy Almquist, our guest here, Jason Walker Show. All right, Friday night down in Bozeman, taking on Gallatin. What do you expect from the Raptors this year? Because like you, they're going to have a bunch of guys that played football that are going to be athletic and competitive. And this is they're in their second year now, but they've been together as a team for a while.
Yeah, well, and they're the only team in the state that's got everybody back, right?
Yeah,
they didn't graduate anybody.
Exactly.
And so, and had some very competitive moments. I mean, they beat Bozeman in one of their crosstown games last year.
Yep.
They've got some talent. They've got their physical team. They've got some length, pretty athletic squad. Really tried to pound it in. Rylan Schlepp is going to cast for tight end. He's a big physical presence inside. Eli Hunter is their point guard. Led him in scoring last year. They've got a Mansell kid that just committed to play football. I can't remember exactly where, but they've got some really good athletes. And like I said, they had some success. We saw them this summer. They're going to play a spread out form of basketball. We'll 4-out 1 in. And like I said, they're physical. And I know Coach Claxton. I played against him in college a little bit, and he was over in Europe actually coaching kind of a FIBA look in basketball, so we have a pretty good idea of the kind of stuff they want to run. And they're going to be well coached, and it's going to be a great test for a first night.
You talk about Rylan Schlepp and then Hayden Opitz. That's a battle. That's a lot of that's some strength going on down there inside the paint.
Yeah, no, that'll be it. That'll be an interesting matchup for sure, and it'll be interesting. I think they'll try and get the ball inside against us, and we're going to have to guard Schlepp as a team and keep him off the glass. That's the most important thing. He averaged almost 10 rebounds a game last year as a junior. So, we'll keep him occupied defensively. I think, we'll have to have Hayden and our bigs attack the glass and make them play defense in there and see if we can't get a little foul trouble. But certainly that'll be a great matchup to watch.
Well, looking forward to following you guys this year. It should be a fantastic year in the AA. Real quick, where do you see the West this year?
The West, always competitive, for sure. I mean, I would say there were a lot of seniors. The West graduated quite a few. seniors in this last season, so you're going to see a lot of new faces. So it's a little hard to say. I mean, I think there's going to be some teams that are much improved too. You're going to see Helena High be much improved. You're going to see Big Sky be a significant threat to everyone. They've got a lot of guys. They have a lot of guys just like us that are back. And remember, we were down 10 to them at halftime of our playoff game last year.
Mm-hmm.
So they've got some talent. Tailgate's always good, and everyone's just kind of reloading a little bit. So it is nice in that vein to have a little bit of experience back, and you hope that pays off for you.
And then on the eastern side, Dre Falls, CMR are always good, always competitive. Who else over there?
I think probably if you ask most folks throughout the state that know much about AA basketball, Bozeman would probably be a prohibitive favorite. They are a super talented team offensively. Have multiple guys who really stretch the floor, and it puts a lot of pressure on you. So they're going to be a tough team. Obviously, we played them in the first round state tournament last year, and we saw that firsthand. And they have, pretty much all their guys back. So they're going to be good. Billings West is Billings West. I mean, they just reload year after year, and be a tough matchup. Obviously, Skyview's, won 3 or 4 of the last 7 or 8 state championships, so they can't write them off. They've got the tournament MVP from last year coming back, so I'm sure they'll be talented. Seniors got a good group. I know, Belgrade, they're still trying to build their program a little bit, and like you said, Great Falls High's got the Harris kid that's a handful, and a couple of their guards back, and CMR's got Coach Sislow, who's coached his teams to 3 state championships over years. So it is no picnic. There is no doubt about that, and but we're anxious to be getting into it, and hope people will come down and watch us play, since they haven't been able to for a couple of years. Yeah, no, exactly. And it'll be a fun season to follow for sure in the AA. It's never every night is it's not a cakewalk. Yep. No, it's I believe it's great basketball, and this year should be no different. Well, hey, I look forward to chatting with you all season long, and get some wins. Pick one up Friday, and we'll talk about it next Monday. How's that? All right, that sounds great, Jason. Guy Almquist joining us on the Mike Miller State Farm Hotline, and it'll be a fun one. The Capital Boys at Gallatin on Friday night down there in the Gallatin Valley. All right, let's get to the Auto Contest Performance of the Week. Great nominees from football to basketball, but this week we're going just east of us, the East Helena boys and girls, each earning their first varsity basketball wins in school history. It came Friday night as the boys hammered Deer Lodge, and the girls beat them by 10, the Warden. So congratulations, our Auto Concepts Performance of the Week, the East Helena boys and girls basketball teams with their first wins at the varsity level. Awesome job. All right, let's move now to, oh, by the way, Auto Concepts, your auto enhancement professionals. Yeah, get there. Window tinting, car stereos, what are those? Grill guards or bumper guards. Grill guards, cattle guards, that's what we used to call them. But they have everything. Auto Concepts in Helena. They're awesome. Speaking of Auto Concepts, they are right next to Mount Nutrition. Mount Nutrition brings us on this day in history, 3222 Centennial Drive. 21 vitamins and minerals in your teas and your shakes, protein boosters as well, or metabolism boosters, rather, and unbelievable flavors. Great Mountain Nutrition. It is St. Nicholas Day. On this date in 343, December the 6th, St. Nicholas, or Nicholas of Myra, was a Greek bishop who became the model for Santa. Died at 73. National Pawnbrokers Day. It is Miners Day, Microwave Oven Day, and Gazpacho Day. 1956, against the background of the Soviet invasion of Hungary, the nations would square off in the Melbourne Olympics in a famous water polo match. Now, the game gets called off. Hungary leading 4-0. A near riot was halted by police. Hungary goes on to win the gold medal. Speaking of, the U.S. announcing today no diplomats will go to Beijing for the Winter Olympics next year. 1960 on this date, Gene Autry
the entertainer, was awarded a Major League Baseball franchise. The now Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim, the California Angels. 1984, Elena Sakova snapped Martina Navratilova's 74-match winning streak. The semifinals at the Australian Open would also not only snap a 74-match winning streak, but ends Martina's hopes of completing the Grand Slam. 1990, on this day, Shoeless Joe Jackson's signature sold at an auction for $23,000. Otto Graham, born on this date in 1921, the great Cleveland Browns quarterback. And Hannes Wagner, the famous baseball player, died on this date in 1955 at the age of 81. And one more item of note, 1964, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer would first air on television. That is on this day in history. It is brought to you by Mount Nutrition. Check them out at Mount Nutrition Facebook, MTN Nutrition, and MTN Nutrition MT on the Instagram.
We're almost at the end of the show. What did we learn? And what did he miss? Time for the walk-off.
Had a great weekend. Hope you did too. The walk-off presented by Cafe Zydeco, where the Big Easy meets the Big Sky. We'll see if we can get this video to play here. So Detroit Lions got their first win yesterday. They're 1-10-1 on the season. Jared Goff, who'd been traded from L.A. to Detroit for Matthew Stafford, touchdown and basically a walk-off touchdown in the last second. His girlfriend is a bikini model, I believe, for Sports Illustrated. So she's shooting her swimsuit pictures right now at some undisclosed beach. But this was her reaction. So that was Jared Goff's girlfriend. Happy for him. And we're happy for him too. Also for the win. We're happy for the win. For the Detroit Lions. Check out the hashtag on Twitter. Add a word, ruin a Christmas song. We'll maybe talk about some of these tomorrow. Santa Baby Daddy. Santa Baby Shark. See, check out that hashtag, Frosty the Melting Snowman. Yeah, good stuff. Good stuff. Drunk up on the housetop. I saw Mommy burying Santa Claus. Santa Baby Gap. Oh. Funny. All right. Thanks to Will Rasmussen for joining us. Also, Guy Almquist. Tomorrow, we are going to talk with Riley Bergeson of Billings West, who's headed off to Naval Academy. Also, Katie Garson-Forba will preview Capital Girls. This week, Alex Eshelman, Wayne Brooks, Sean Thornton. Yeah, that's right. Sean Thornton, the former Boston Bruin. We'll talk to him this week as too. Might have Lindsay Cruz. She is scheduled. Caleb Bennett, Ruger Piva, and much more. It's going to be a busy week. We hope you join us. JasonWalkerShow.com. We'll see you at 4 every day right here. Jason Walker Show is presented by Capital Collision Center. Montana state law says it's your vehicle, it's your choice. Where you have it repaired, choose Capital Collision Center. We'll see you tomorrow.
The Jason Walker Show is produced by the Jason Walker Media Company. Any reuse, rebroadcast, or retransmission without the express written consent of the Jason Walker Show is strictly prohibited. Just listen, watch, and enjoy.